This is my large pink classic flamingo. Today I will show you how to make this bird and sell this bird. Let's go to the bench. I use 4-inch pipe for this bird. This is one of the first birds that I made. It's a great seller, very consistent bird. I use rubber bands to hold the pattern onto the pipe and a Sharpie to trace the pattern. I am running the speed at 1.125, so it's a little bit faster than normal speed. Take your time doing this. Just trying to keep the video from being incredibly boring. I make this bird in 4 sizes. This being the largest size. The first video I made was the small size, which is the second size. And there's a mini bird that I use to take all the scraps and make them into something. And we'll go into that in another video. I always make multiple mini birds, but I'll bring 3 or 4 of these every week. This also gets mounted on a paver, and you can make a spoonbill version. All right, let's go cut it. I use my handheld ported Makita jigsaw to cut this bird with. I'm running the speed just a touch fast to make the video shorter, but take your time cutting the bird. My supports are just 2 2x4s with a couple of nails, and then I clamp that to the bench. It holds it off the bench with enough distance to give me time to work, space to work. You can get 3 of these birds around a 4-inch piece of pipe. They do nest a little bit. In future videos, I'll take you through how many birds you can get through each piece of pipe. The medium funky birds that we made a couple weeks ago, you can get 8 of those out of a piece of pipe. The very large ones, I can get 4 of those out of a 10-foot piece of pipe. Those small birds, we can get about 30 of those. Try to stay on the lines. Sanding is where you really clean up a lot of the cut. But the more precise you do now, the more time you save later. I use Spider brand blades, and I will list those under the tools that I use. The sander is a 1-inch by 30-inch belt sander. I take the backing plate off. I think on this one I put the backing plate on, but I cut it down a bit. So I do get support at the bottom of the belt, but I get a lot of clearance to cut large birds like this and to sand large birds like this. To get in between the wings, spread the legs a little bit. Let the sander do the work. If the sander bogs down, back off on the pressure a little bit. We sand the inside and the outside edges. All edges need to be sanded or sculpted, as it were. Use dust collection. This machine especially creates a confectionery sugar type dust that loads up the bearings that you periodically have to clean out. But a vacuum cleaner is fine for dust collection. Keep in mind, all the speeds I'm running today are a little bit higher than normal. I'm trying to shorten the length of these videos. They're quite long. Still getting used to the process. See how I'm spreading the legs a little bit with my finger to give you clearance and lets the belt get in there and not bog down. Take your time doing this. The more practice you get, the better you'll get. I use a 120 grit sanding belt. You can use an 80 grit. Buy your belts in bulk. Go on Amazon, buy them 10, 20 at a time. Makes it a lot easier. All right, let's form this baby. Take it to the bench. Forming the large flamingo. Again, this is a little bit faster than normal speed, so you want to go a little bit slower than this is showing you. Now, a quick note about the pattern that's included with this bird. It takes 5 pages, I believe. They're all in portrait mode, so download the pages, print them up, cut the pages out. You'll see by the tape marks and the shape of the pattern how to put them together. I try to overlap the patterns so that you can piece them together. They don't go end to end. You have to kind of overlap them a little bit, but you'll get the idea, and you can look at the pattern here in the video and match it up. It takes a little bit of creativity, but it should take a little bit of creativity to make these. Remember, you have to heat up the inside of the pipe to be able to bend it. So don't use too high of a setting. Take your time, put a movie on, watch YouTube. That's what I do. I keep the fan next to me. You'll see me reach over because it's tilted towards the ceiling, and I just flip it down when I need to cool something, flip it back up when I don't. And I keep a bottle of water to spritz it with, helps it evaporate and freeze up a little bit faster. Some of the operations don't require gloves. Bending this claw does. Put a glove on for this. Squeezing the head does. And doing the tip of the beak requires gloves. Pretty easy bird to form, much like the first small flamingo that we had, my first video. Also the same as the medium flamingo and the mini bird. Slightly different techniques, but I'll show you the differences when I can. Just a note about the markets where I sell the birds. I've tried different farmers market. I'm only doing one now on Saturday, but I've tried several. And you can sell these birds at any market. People love these birds. The one that I do is in St. Augustine, Florida, Saturdays from 8:30 to 12:30. Stop down. If you mention that you saw this video, I will give you a free mini bird. And I'll talk to you about birds until you tell me to stop. The St. Augustine market is at the amphitheater. It's a great market. There's 120 vendors, food, lots of different crafts. A lot of more clever people than myself are down there also, but very, very nice people. If you ever get to Florida, if you're in Florida, or you travel here for a vacation, stop down, come say hi to the bird guy. I'm not hard to find. To really get started making these birds, all you need is a jigsaw, a sander, a heat gun, and a place to paint. It's not a huge investment, but you do have to build the birds. It does take some time. The first couple of birds will take twice as long as after you get a little practice making them. For these larger birds, I can use 3-inch or 4-inch pipe. The smaller birds, you can use 2-inch. For the larger birds, they don't give you the support that it needs in the legs to keep the bird upright. Heat the beak area. It's a very peaceful process. Believe it or not, in the last 5 years, I've sold over 20,000 of these birds, mainly at just one farmer's market. My wife is a vendor at a store, and she does sell birds at the store 7 days a week. She keeps a flock of about 40 birds there. She does well with them there. If you're retired, or if you just want a side hustle that's very rewarding, you don't have to make 100 birds a week or 50 birds a week. Make them for family or friends. They're great at holidays, great for gifts, birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas, of course. At Christmas time, I take the mini birds, drill a small hole in the back, and run fishing line and make a small ornament out of that. I'll show you that when it gets closer to Christmas. Heat up the neck real good. And we'll shoot for that S shape rather than the Z shape. We do have builders now. We have a builder in New Jersey. We have a builder in South Florida. We now have a builder in Phoenix. Let me know if you're building birds. Click on the community section of my channel and post your birds. I would like to see them. Get the neck good and heat it up. See, that's not flexible enough for the S yet. Of course, the larger birds take longer to heat up. Get that S shape, not the Z, but the S. That's a good S shape right there. Then we'll take her outside and we will paint this bird. We use Rust-Oleum 2X to paint our birds. I've gone through Krylon, I've gone through every brand of paint you can imagine, and I consistently go back to 2X. The color of this is berry gloss. There's only 3 colors in this bird. We'll use berry for the body, orange for the beak and the legs, and black for the beak. The orange that we use is real orange, that's the name of it. The black that I use is Canyon black, but you can use any black really. I do this outside because of the ventilation, and I keep the wind at my back. You'll see where the wind is blowing the paint, always blowing it away from me. The black on the beak. I do have a shaker that attaches to my reciprocating saw that I kind of modify that works very good to shake up the paint. And I'll show you that in my tools when I make that video. Touch up some of the orange around the black. I do half the legs, let it dry, then do the bottom of the leg, and then we do the eyes. On the right hand side you can see all the mini birds lined up waiting for their eyes. I try to bring 30 to 50 of those birds. I give them away to babies, people have birthdays. If you buy a large bird, I usually give you a mini with it for free. I kind of use those as calling cards, so I make a lot of them. I make them from the scraps from making the larger birds. If you don't keep up with making the minis, you'll have buckets and buckets of scraps laying around. Okay, we'll let this dry. Come back into the bottom of the bird. Let that dry a bit, then we'll do the eyes. course, for the eyes, this is a one-step process for this bird, and I use my non-patented Q-tip eye technique. You must use a bowl from a Chinese food order, spray some black paint at the bottom of it, and use a Q-tip. Draw a little circle. That's it. Be sure to have emergency coffee standing by to drink, always. It's hard to do just one. All right, let's clear the bench, and we will wrap this bird up for the week. And that's the large classic pink flamingo. I make this in 4 different sizes. It's a great seller, and there's always a few in my booth every week. Please like and subscribe and log on every week for instructions on how to build another bird. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week.